All right, and hi everyone. Welcome back to the Business of Storytelling. It is Thursday, and I am 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐞. Awesome that you're here. Today we're in the voiceover world, and we are talking about that very important subject, your posture. It is as important as they say it is. But before we dive in, I wanted to remind you that we have a new freebie this fall, and it is the Creative Professionals Business Checklist. So down below if you haven't gotten that yet, and let's dive in. Today we're talking about posture in the booth. We do a lot of this work in my summer program, and I do it with my coaching students. And basically, there's no one exact right way to have good posture, right? If you have a way to stack yourself up and you already have a way that reminds you to take care of your posture and not slouch in the booth, then awesome. Just go with what you're working with. It's probably not bad. But if you've never given it any thought and you're just like stepping into the booth and reading for hours without much conscious attention to the way that your body is held, then this is probably somewhere you should spend some time. There are a lot of reasons, but let's not talk about them sitting down. Let's talk about them standing up. So, hello and hi. No, I'm standing. Here's why your posture is important. Because, let me scooch back just a little bit here. Because the way that you stand supports your body, and your body in turn supports your shoulders, your head and neck, all of these muscles around your neck and supporting your head. These support your vocal cords around here. So the way you breathe is part of your posture, where you hold your weight is part of your posture, which muscles you tense and relax, all of that is part of your posture, and it all relates to how we speak in the booth. So if you're working too hard to crouch into an uncomfortable position, or you're accidentally falling into bad habits, like keeping your weight only on one side, you're gonna contribute to a lack of stamina in your voice and problems down the road that you might not even know that you're creating right now if you're not paying attention to the fundamental way that you're standing in the booth. So let's practice the ideal posture setup for vocal performance. I'm gonna step back so you can see all of me from toe to head. So the way that I enter the booth is a little bit slower than what I'm going to teach you now, but we're going to do a little bit of a sped up version of it. First, I come into the space and I start to stack my bones. So I'm going to ask you to focus, perhaps close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and start to pay attention to where your feet are. You always want to wear supportive shoes in the booth. These have support underneath them. Typically, I might wear tennis shoes, but it's been very hot recently, so the less fabric, the better in the booth. You're going to press into your feet and really start to pay attention to where your weight is, adjusting your weight. You want to be evenly distributed between your 2 feet, your feet right below your hip bones, not your outer hips, but the actual bones, toes pointed forward, pressing into those feet evenly in the front and the back, outside and inside, and not having any weight in those toes. Tiny bend in your knee, not locking out the knee, stacking the hips over, releasing any tension here. I'll turn to the side so you can see how it stacks up. Right. And shoulders over the hips. Tuck the chin a tiny bit so you have a nice curve in that cervical spine. Rolling the shoulders back. You want to release any tension from the shoulders down. Release tension in the face. You would then do some warm-up exercises, but that's not what this is about. We're talking about posture today. So once you've found that beautiful neutral posture, this is really where you want to stand when you're in the booth. You can come in and out of it as well, which is another thing that requires a lot of practice to do well, but can also be done. It's worth practicing because it'll contribute to the longevity of your career. So finding this posture whenever you can, as often as you can. I'm always having to remind myself of it in the booth to maintain what is best for my voice. So this can and does take semesters of college and graduate work, but if you're interested in more than this 5-minute video, then I would ask you to go ahead and take a look at the text Freeing the Natural Voice by Kristen Linklater. It's available generally online. It's a yellow book, and learning more, reach out if you'd like to learn more as well. I do a lot of this work with students and in voiceover classes as well. So thanks for stopping by for this week's episode of The Business of Storytelling. I'm Caroline Cole. You can find me on Instagram at @𝐦𝐨𝐵𝐿stories and or on Twitter at, nope, wait, strike that, reverse it. Instagram at Caroline Cole Stories, on Twitter at @𝐦𝐶oleStories. Rate, like, subscribe, comment, all the below. All right, see you next Thursday. Bye, friends.